Philadelphia, Citizens Bank Park. MLB The Show has interleague action for you this afternoon. It's the Minnesota Twins taking on the Philadelphia Phillies. First pitch coming your way next. So almost ready to get underway. And today's starting pitcher, Michael Lorenzen.
Anytime you have 5 pitches to work with on the mound, that repertoire can be a real weapon in terms of keeping hitters off balance, man. It's one of those things that I'm going to be looking for in this one. Does he have a feel for all of those pitches, or is he just able to get 1 or 2 over in the strike zone where he wants? Now, it's tough to do to be able to command all those pitches, but if he can, he is going to be very tough for the opponent today.
And a pitch. Royce Lewis stands in here, leaves that one off the inside. The 1-0. Popped up right side. Real Muto takes it in for the out. And there's one down. Now the lineup for the Twins as constructed by Rocco Baldelli. The sluggers in this lineup might not be too happy about the fact that the wind is blowing in today, Chris.
Yeah, and you hear pitchers talk about how good it feels when the wind is at their back. And for hitters, you almost feel like beyond just the pitcher coming at you, you've got this other force coming against you. So important to try to get on top of the ball in terms of hitting line drives, maybe really hard ground balls with a good exit velocity that'll get you a base hit, because it's very frustrating. You just hit one on the screws, think it's going to go out of the ballpark, and a guy is camped underneath it in front of the warning track.
The pitch. Bounce to third. Zips it across. 2 away here in the top of the first.
The first baseman, Donovan Solano.
2 outs, base is empty. Stepping in, Donovan Solano. Foul ball. On the ground right side. Stop. Whips it to first. And that's the 3rd out. We're midway in inning number 1. And now it's the Phillies' turn. No score. Back here in Philadelphia, today's starting pitcher, Tyler Mahle. What's the word on him?
4-pitch guy. He's got some options to work with in terms of keeping hitters off balance. So we'll see how he decides to utilize those weapons through this start here, and whether or not he's able to mix them all in early, or if he wants to hold something back a little bit later, maybe second, third time through the order, and give them something they haven't seen. It's tough when you know a guy's got that in his back pocket. As a hitter, you really have to stay on your toes.
0-1 now. To the right side, and that chance handled. Tosses to first. 1 up, 1 down. And time now for the Phillies lineup. This is a veteran-led lineup right here. A lot of players with plenty of experience singing.
Yeah, no doubt about that, Boog. These guys have been around the game for a long time, and they may not have the flash that they once did, but they've got the wisdom to be able to understand different situations, be able to think with the opponent and sometimes in front of the opponent. And you always seem to see a team like this. They come to the ballpark, they know how to get down to business, and they understand what the job is at hand.
Here's Bryce Harper. Certainly you'd say Bryce Harper's signature moment, Game 5 of the National League Championship Series in 2022. That opposite field home run that put the Phillies ahead and would send them to the World Series off the Padres' Robert Suarez. This one chopped on the ground, but foul. Righty delivers. That one pulled foul. The 0-2. That's foul off to the right side. Keeps the AB going. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. And good work there as he gets a 1-2-3. We move on to inning number 2 here in Philadelphia. No score. Back here, Citizens Bank Park. Second inning set to go. Now the cleanup hitter for Minnesota, Byron Buxton. And fires in a fastball at 95. And he's down 0-2 as he swings through it. Assigned to home plate duty is Ricky Holiday.
Boog, and something I've heard players saying about Ricky's strike zone is how he will call the high strike. That could be something that's tough to deal with, especially if you've got a guy out there coming at you with high velocity.
Next offering is in the dirt. Swing and a miss. Struck him out.
Oh, there's a small sigh of relief right there. I mean, just to keep that speed off the base paths. It's not just the pitcher. It's other guys that have to think about it. From your infielders have to think about that runner potentially stealing, but also be in position to make a play. As an outfielder, you're thinking about a base hit to the outfield. I got to get to it quickly to try to keep this guy from taking an extra base. So I think everyone just a little more relaxed that he didn't reach base.
Alex Kirilloff stands in now and watches strike one. Second inning here, no score. Swing and a miss. Slider right there. And that just misses. And a swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts. Ryan Jeffers at the plate.
Ryan Jeffers.
Swings and misses. It's 0-1. Pulls that one foul. Kicks and fires. Spoils the 2-strike pitch, and he'll see another. And 1-2.
2 strikes.
Swings and misses. Gassed it right by him. Twins retired in short order. We'll go to the bottom of the second. No score. Bottom of the second, and digging in for Philadelphia, Kyle Schwarber.
Left fielder.
And Chris, probably no other player better represents present-day baseball than this guy. A lot of power, a lot of strikeouts, and some walks. The right-hander back to work. Swing and a miss as he was out front.
Really important for the pitcher to not get proud, stay with the scouting report, and don't throw something into his swing.
He's kind of channeling Adam Dunn. Righty to the plate. Swings and misses. Struck him out.
Well, that at bat seemed to be over as soon as it started. 3-pitch strikeout. You've got to be better at the plate right there, at least to foul something off, extend that at bat.
Nick Castellanos at the plate now. Into center. Buxton moves under it. Puts it away for the out.
Batting 6th, the catcher.
JT Realmuto steps in. Known for his rocket arm behind the plate. Chris, do you know what JT stands for in JT Real Muto?
Of course, Boog. It's Jacob Tyler.
And the right-hander deals. Swing and a ground ball out to short. Throw to first is in time. And Real Muto is out. And that'll do it. Phillies down in order. We'll move to the third with no score. Back at Citizens Bank Park. And here's the veteran outfielder, Max Kepler.
Max Kepler.
Kepler, in his 7th season, 30 years old now, and he was born in Germany. And the 0-2. And a foul ball, he stays alive. Right-hander kicks, deals. Gets a piece, and it stays 0-2. And a pitch. That one misses. It's a ball and 2 strikes.
Germany actually ranks near the top of Europe in terms of producing MLB talent. There's several players born in Germany active in the league right now.
2-2. Hacks and misses. It's a strikeout. Here's Carlos Correa. This one popped up. Stop. On the move. No trouble here. Puts it away for the out. And that quickly 2 away. Joey Gallo steps to the plate. He is very much your typical power hitter. I'd say he falls into the 3 true outcomes category.
Well, we've seen more and more of that lately. The ability to drive the ball to slug is getting heavily.
The throw is wild and it gets away.
Just kind of sailed that throw and pulled it across his body towards the right field side of first base. And usually that means the fielder just didn't square up his shoulders to the target. And I think that throw had just as much to do with his footwork as anything else.
Here's Royce Lewis. He popped out his first time. And there's the strike. Two outs. Swing and a miss. 0-2.
He finds himself in a tough situation early. Just got to try to simplify it. Take a knock the other way if you can.
Next offering misses down and away. Top of the third, no score. Left field. And that ends the inning. Twins wind up stranding 1. Still no score. Welcome back. This is Bryson Stott. Feels like it's less common today that you see a guy like this. The speed component, the contact component, but lack of power. And first offering is fouled off.
He just has to understand that his skill set is unique and he's very valuable for any ball club. If he does that, he'll play a long time in this league.
Swing and a miss. And the count is 0-2. Ground ball right side. Lays out, but he can't squeeze it. He doesn't have a throw, and so they end up with some speed on at first.
Back against the wall with 2 strikes, but found a way. He got that front foot down, and pitch recognition was on point. Pretty impressive for an 0-2 count. And now, let's see if they force some action with good wheels on the bases.
And now it's Alec Bohm. Malley, 28 years old, and they went out and made a trade for him last season. And he swings and misses, and it's 0-1. Throw to first, and he dives back in safely. Runner on the go. And here's a slow roller. Correa over to first. No chance at the double play with the runner in motion.
Batting ninth, the designated hitter, Garrett Hall.
And next is the designated hitter, Derek Hall.
As a pitcher, you know the runner on second is ready to push things with his speed. A base hit's probably going to be a big run, so you really have to execute on the mound.
The 0-1. He swings and fouls one off.
Just missed. If he's able to connect on that, look out.
Stop. Leads off second with 1 gone in the inning. Swings through it for the K. Couldn't catch up to the heater. Here's Trey Turner. 0 for 1. He grounded out in his first at bat. 2022 turned out to be a banner year for Trey Turner. Won the Silver Slugger. He was the National League starter at shortstop in the All-Star game. And as well, 21 homers, 100 runs batted in. Oh, now this ball gets down. And they strike first as they take a 1-0 lead. And that's a 2-out double.
Everything came together for him. Pretty much just a textbook double into the gap. And when you can drop one in there between the outfielders, you know you're making the turn at first. Just an excellent swing.
Brandon Marsh steps to the plate. Grounded out his first time. In the air, left field, down the line. Dives, but it kicks off his glove. He pulls into second, and a run comes in to score.
Well, that started and ended pretty quickly. No messing around right there. Just a bloop hit behind third right there, and that's a really tough play for a third baseman or shortstop to get to, and the same for the left fielder. So he just found a perfect place to drop that one in right there.
Man in scoring position with 2 away. And now for the Phillies, Bryce Harper. Ground ball up the middle, and that one handled. Goes to first, save. And there are runners at the corners.
Now batting, left fielder,
Kyle Schwarber comes up to hit here. Struck out swinging his first time. Rolled softly, but that goes foul. Oh, 0-2 now. And that one is inside.
He wanted that fastball high and tight, looking for a strikeout. Just didn't locate it very well.
Hard grounder into the outfield for a knock. The run scores from third, and they lead by 3.
Well, that certainly feels good when you can win the at-bat after being down in the count, up against it with 2 strikes right there. Just kept it simple, played pepper with the middle of the infield and took it back where it came from, and there was just no one there to knock it down.
Here's Nicholas Castellanos. Swing and a base hit. Here comes Harper around third. He'll score easily, and it's 4-0.
They are really feeding off each other. That's 5 hits in a row. To me, it's just a really controlled, balanced swing. He wasn't trying to do too much with it. Just stayed disciplined, got the barrel to the ball, and put it in play.
First and second, 2 down. And now it is JT Realmuto. That one hit to right. And it stays fair. Runner from second crosses the plate. It's 5-0.
Puts a run on the board and picks up an RBI. When you pop a ball up like that, you don't expect it to get you a knock too often, but right there, somehow he got it to drop in behind first base, and that's where no one could get to it.
Rocco Baldelli out of the dugout now, and he's going to make a change. Tyler Mahle done for the afternoon, and we'll be back with their first arm out of the pen after a quick break. On the mound now for the Twins, Kenta Maeda.
And with the big deficit on the scoreboard, he almost has to just put that out of his mind. Every outing matters for relievers and their numbers, but I think it's tough to get up for this type of appearance the same way you would for one in a close game.
2 gone with runners at the corners. And stepping in is the speedy Bryson Stott. In there for strike 1.
Not the easiest thing when you're talking about a guy that's, perhaps is going to be in the rotation, maybe a long relief guy, to not start an inning, to come into an inning with pressure on it and try to get yourself comfortable.
Next offering is in for a strike.
Perhaps not quite ready to hit. First 2 pitches by him for a couple of strikes. Now back is against the wall. He's going to have to figure something out and figure it out quickly.
Here's the 0-2. Just misses with that one. Minnesota's bullpen with some action. Jordan Balazovic preparing to come on if needed. And a ball and 2 strikes. And now 2-2.
Definitely a swing and miss slider down and in. He finished that really well. Just couldn't get him to offer at it.
The 2-2. Line drive. Fair ball. 1 run is in, and that rolls into the corner. Here comes Realmuto around third. He'll score as well. It's 7-0.
Well, he wasn't afraid to hit with 2 strikes. I think he choked up a little bit, maybe spread out, but he got the job done right there.
Here's the third baseman, Alec Bohm. Grounded out to short in his first trip. On the ground. Tosses across to first. That's the inning. But they take the lead on a huge 7-run outburst. 3 innings complete. It's the Phillies 7 and the Twins 0. On to the 4th. Now the number 2 hitter, number 47.
Edward Juliet.
Lorenzen back to work. Swing and a pop-up. Foul territory for the catcher. Leaps at the wall, and he's got it.
Now batting, the first baseman.
Here's Donovan Solano. Rolled out to second in his first at-bat.
He's not the power guy, but he can hurt you to all parts of the ballpark.
First offering, and it just misses. The Twins hitless so far in the game. And it's 1-1.
There's a certain point where you have to commit to what you think you see, and he guessed wrong right there. Nasty slider with just terrific bite at the end.
And now 2-1. kicks and deals. Good eye right there.
Well, these guys have had a hard time scoring in this one. The guy out there on the mound wants to keep attacking, make sure that they don't get any confidence.
The pitch. There's a strike at the knees.
Full count.
In the dirt. Real Muto to first. 2 quick outs here in the top of the 4th.
Well, I'm not sure what he was waiting on right there. He got the changeup and still late on it. You rarely see that. It almost makes you think that he was trying to set the pitcher up. I mean, if you can't catch up to the off-speed stuff, there's no way you're going to touch a fastball.
Here's Byron Buxton. And that is in for a strike. 0-1. And he deals. There's the strike. That misses. And the count 1-2. Here comes a pitch. Fights that one away. Still 1-2. And here it comes. Fouls it off. Still 1-2. Swing and a miss, and he struck him out. And he's down on strikes for the 2nd time today. Twins are set down 1-2-3. They continue to trail 7-0. Bottom of the 4th. Now it's the DH, Derek Hall.
The designated hitter, Derek Hall.
And a pitch. There's a swing and a drive. That's back there. On the warning track. And hauls it in.
Thought that was a no-doubter. I think the wind was holding that in this ballpark.
Trey Turner at the plate. Singy, how about this? From 2019 through 2022, Trey Turner had a higher slugging percentage than Carlos Correa, Corey Seager, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., and Ronald Acuna. This one high in the air to left center. Gallo makes the grab on the run.
Center fielder, number 16, Brandon.
So digging in now for Philadelphia, Brandon Marsh. He's someone that you might not describe as having elite level speed, but he can absolutely move, and it is a factor in his game. Line drive, brings it in for the 3rd out. 3 up, 3 down for Philadelphia, but they're still in control. It's 7-0. Back here in Philadelphia, here's Alex Kirilloff.
The designated hitter, Alex Kirilloff.
The pitch. Swings through that one for strike one.
Well, these Twins just lacking discipline at the plate in this ballgame. Chasing pitches has been a big part of the story. We've seen it quite a bit today. It's been tough for them to make contact at times, and it just doesn't look like they're seeing it very well as a group.
Left-hand hitter waits. Swing and a pop-up in foul ground. Boom. Makes the grab, one away.
And on the mound, you know confidence has to be pretty high with all of the swings and misses. He's had them eaten out of the palm of his hand pretty much all game.
And next for Minnesota, Ryan Jeffers. His first at-bat was a strikeout. First pitch, and that's in for a strike.
The offense needs to start showing some fight against this starter. He's doing his thing out there. They're going to have to push back at some point and make him work a little bit harder.
Next offering is in for a strike. Caught him looking for the K.
Oh, there's a 3-pitch strikeout. He can do whatever he wants with the baseball right now.
2 outs, base is empty. So up next for Minnesota, Max Kepler. 0 for 1. He struck out swinging last time. And he swings and misses at the initial offering. That clips the corner.
Now this offense has just been locked down. Almost 5 full innings of shutout baseball.
Fights that one away, and the count remains 0-2. The Twins yet to pick up a hit here. Going to count 1-2. At the belt and fires.
Ball! That pitch is out.
Ripped to third, but handled, and that'll end the inning. Down go the Twins in order. Not going their way. It's 7-0. Back here at the ballpark, John Shabby with my buddy Chris Singleton. It's set to get us started. Bottom 5, Bryce Harper. And a pitch. Base hit. That was smoked through the infield. And the leadoff man aboard. And now it's the cleanup spot for the Phillies. Kyle Schwarber. Now remember, Kyle Schwarber grew up in Ohio, and so he got a chance to watch a lot of really good Cincinnati Reds teams. His favorite players growing up were Barry Larkin and Ken Griffey Jr. There's a strike.
Well, these Phillies putting together some really good at-bats in this game. There's been a lot to like with how they're approaching their chances at the plate. It looked to me like they really wanted to get to the starter early, get him out of the game before he settles in. So I'd say mission accomplished.
Left-hand batter waits. Ground ball right side, could be two. Over to Correa for one. Plenty of time at first. That's a double play.
The right fielder, number 8,
Nick Castellanos will hit next. First pitch, and he just misses. On the ground to the left, and foul ball. Swing and a miss. And the count 1-2. Slider misses outside. Gets a piece there. We'll do it again. Two. Bounce to the left side, and that chance handled. Throw off line, he's safe, and a nice job there to keep it from getting away.
Well, an error like that, you look at the scoreboard and you kind of wonder if these guys are losing focus out there. And look, it can be tough to stay locked in when you're getting blown out. We've all been there. And I'm not saying that's definitely what happened on this play, but it's not a great look.
And up to the plate is JT Realmuto. This is a guy who is very highly regarded defensively. Fun to watch him control stuff behind the plate. Good game caller, good at framing, but it's that big arm that really stands out. And that's in there for strike one.
Yeah, and because he's got the big arm, he pays attention to the running game and is sure to manage it.
That one down the line, and that's just foul.
When you have a catcher that can throw like that, a pitcher doesn't have to worry as much about the slide step. He can keep his mechanics intact and have a better opportunity.
And he got him. Strike three, and that'll retire the side. One left for Philadelphia, and they hold a 7-0 lead. Top of the 6th inning, and here comes Carlos Correa.
The shortstop, Carlos Correa.
Lorenzen back to work. That's a little bit low. Correa in his 8th season, 28 years old, and he's a former Rookie of the Year. Swings through that.
It really looks like these hitters have been in between with their timing today. Good fastball, excellent slider, but they've not been able to commit to one velocity and stay there.
And the righty deals. Struck him out swinging. Pulled the string on the changeup.
He's locked in at the plate when he's using the whole field. He was out in front there. Just needs to let the ball travel a little more, and his timing will be back on track. Good pitch for the strikeout.
Gallo in the box now. No balls and a strike. In there at the knees, and the count is 0-2.
I always remember watching Johan Santana pitch, and when he was in his prime, you would see A lot of guys out in front, right-handers pulling that change up in the stands and then fouling the fastball the opposite field up into the stands.
Swing and a miss. Struck him out. And there's 2 away.
Really tight bite on that slider and just couldn't get the barrel to it out front. You've got to try to pull those hands tight to the body to get it through. And I'm thinking he probably wanted that pitch to end up even more inside to keep it out of the danger zone. But it had enough late break and deception to get the job done.
Lewis in the box with 2 gone and takes a look at a called strike. The pitch. Check swing, but he went too far. 0-2 now. Bounce to the right side. He handles it himself, and the Twins go 1-2-3. So he's through 6 no-hit innings now. 7, 8, 9 due up in the home half of the inning. It's the Phillies 7 and the Twins nothing. Back here in Philadelphia, bottom of the inning. Here's a speed threat. Bryson Stott. The wind of the pitch. In for a strike, and it's 0-1.
Some guys are just more confident if they can track that first pitch out of the hand of the pitcher. They don't care if they fall behind 0-1.
Kicks and fires. And that one wrapped foul. The wide to kick the pitch. To the right side, and he picks it up and he'll put it in his pocket. The pitch. Ball 1 low.
And that's awfully close. I don't know how you take that. He's seeing the ball out of the pitcher's hand really well right now.
Got him looking for the strikeout. Strike 3 called on a slider at the knees.
Up next for Philadelphia.
And digging in for Philadelphia, Alec Bohm. That one's in there, 0-1.
Man, this guy's got a great feel for his breaking ball today.
Comes up empty on the swing, 0-2 now.
Real ugly 0-1 swing right there. As a pitcher, got to be hunting for that strikeout. Keep him off balance, send him back to the dugout.
Cuts on it and misses. That's a strikeout. Ugly cut on the slider for strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts to start the frame, and that's now 3 in a row.
Yeah, he's really settling in and getting a feel for his pitches, throwing them where he wants to right now. So we'll see how long he can keep this streak going.
Hall now in the box, comes up empty with a swing there.
A lot of times you'll see a pitcher maybe double up on a pitch. This guy will throw it 3 times, 4 times in a row because hitters just can't lay off of it.
Strike 2.
I think he could have rolled that to the plate. Guy was going to swing because he was swinging before the ball was even out of his hand. Looks like he's lost up at the plate right now.
Two down, nobody on. Struck him out looking. We go to the top of the 7th. Here's the second baseman, number 47.
Edward
And a pitch. Not close with that one, and that's ball one. Just off the inside edge. The 2-0 is in for a strike.
In this situation, you expect the batters to be a little more patient, possibly take until they get a strike. With that, you don't want to miss your opportunity to get ahead early in the count. He didn't right there.
In the air, left side. Schwarber settles under it. One down.
Up next for Minnesota, the first baseman.
Now it's going to be Donovan Solano. And the first pitch misses for ball one. Righty delivers.
That's ball two.
Fouls one off. 2-2. The Twins still looking for their first hit in this one. Got him swinging.
Really love the pitch sequence right there. I'm telling you what, pitcher and catcher on the same page right now.
Now the Minnesota cleanup hitter, Byron Buxton. Still no hits on the board. 1 out away from taking the no-no into the 8th. First pitch just misses.
You know, he's been so great today. Really just throwing whatever the catcher puts down. I mean, hasn't shaken off the catcher very much at all today.
The next pitch misses, and that's ball two. Next pitch downstairs, and now 3-0.
A rare 3-ball count here. He's been throwing strikes all day. Got to be ready to hit if you're in the box.
Right-hander kicks, deals. Good plate appearance there. Able to take the walk.
Well, he's starting to look a little gassed to me, and we'll see if they go to the bullpen in this spot or not.
Now it's the Twins DH, Alex Kirilloff. First pitch doesn't find the zone. Kicks and deals. And he grounds one back up the middle. They take the force out, and that is the 3rd out of the inning.
Ladies and gentlemen,
back here, Citizens Bank Park, set for the last half of the 7th. Trey Turner now. The pitch. Got it started a little too early. Strike one. Some movement in the Twins bullpen. Dylan Floro getting ready to go. Moran, a left-hander, also throwing. Next offering is in for a strike.
Oh, this guy's so comfortable hitting with 2 strikes. Even a good pitch early in the at-bat. If he's not ready to pull the trigger, he's not worried if he gets to an 0-2 count.
The next offering misses, and it's 1-2.
That's a really good job of laying off the 0-2 high fastball. Is going to make that pitcher really have to respect this hitter, even though he's behind in the count.
And now the count is even. on the ground, and it goes just foul. Comes a 2-2. Swing and a miss, struck him out. Looks like he's picked up right where he left off.
Well, right now he's in cruise control, autopilot, just dominating these hitters. It doesn't look like it's a fun at bat. And all of a sudden, you become in awe of this guy on the mound. Somebody's got to break this thing up. That's 5 straight strikeouts. Got to put a ball in play.
That one to first. Solano steps on the bag. 2 up, 2 down.
Now batting, the first baseman, Bryce Harper.
2 outs, base is empty. And now for the Phillies, Bryce Harper. Line drive, base hit.
Having himself a really nice game at the plate. We've all seen the defensive shift make a big difference in defending against pull hitters, but it's not foolproof. He pulled it as expected, but he found a hole that time.
Now it's the cleanup hitter for the Phillies, Kyle Schwarber. In there, and it's 0-1. Righty to the plate.
Quickly into an 0-2 count. Both pitches were down in the zone. I think you set your sights a little bit higher because you'll have a tendency to chase if you look down in that area.
Harper off of first with 2 away. That one inside. Now 2-2.
He's really tightening up his hitting zone with 2 strikes here. I love it.
And down on strikes he goes. That is the inning. We go to the 8th. Here's the catcher, Ryan Jeffers. And this lineup is still hitless as we begin the 8th. The pitch. That one drifts inside. Out to short. Turner with the throw to first. Gets the catcher by a step.
Still rolling to start the 8th. Just 5 more outs to get.
Now batting Max Kepler.
This is where the no-hit bid really starts feeling real, but still a long ways to go.
First offering misses the mark.
No strike.
And there's a breaking ball that drops in there.
Well, he had a pretty good look at that pitch and not sure exactly what tied him up there. Couldn't pull the trigger, and perhaps the best pitch you'll see in this at-bat to hit.
One and 2 now. In there, base hit. And the bid for history is gone.
Oh, and he was just 5 outs away from the no-hitter, Boog. Heck of a game he's had, an excellent performance, but now he's got to get right back to attacking the next guy.
Now Correa up to hit. Inside corner for a strike. It's 0-1. And he deals. Ground ball to the right side. And foul ball. Next offering, pop foul off to the right out of play. And the pitch. Now he breaks his bat. Over to first. That takes care of Correa.
Well, that actually works out for the hitter. If it's not a broken bat, it's hit hard enough for a double play. But with the slower roller, defense does a nice job at least getting one out of it.
And now it's Joey Gallo. And that's outside, and it's 1-0. Runner at second, 2 down. Slow roller to first. And a pitch. So now 1-2.
Good late sink on that fastball. Out of the hand, looks so good. And then by the time it gets in the hitting zone, hard to get the barrel to it.
That misses. 2 balls, 2 strikes to count with 2 outs. Sets him down looking. A controversial called strike 3 to end the inning. And welcome back. Ready for the bottom of the 8th. Now it's the right fielder, Nick Castellanos. And here it comes. There's a strike. And a liner out into right center for a base hit.
Just so sound in his mechanics. Hits against a firm front side, and the hands just continue to carry through the middle of the field.
So a man aboard. JT Realmuto stands in for the Phillies. Swings through that one. 0-1. And the right-hander deals.
Hey! No ball.
Castellanos aboard here at first with nobody out. Next offering in the dirt. Ball 1. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Picks up strikeout number 7.
That's about as nasty of a splitter as you'll come across, especially in terms of movement. I mean, that thing tumbles out of his hand and just drops off the table at the last moment. If he keeps it down, it's just so tough to put wood on.
Stop. The next to hit takes ball 1.
This guy absolutely flies. The defense wants to turn 2, but they've got to get a ball they can do it with. Make sure you get the first out before you try to rush and get 2 and end up with nothing.
And the 1-0. And downstairs. Fouled off to the right. The 2-1. To first, maybe a 2-ball. Over to Correa for 1. Back to first, but not in time. Alec Bohm stands in for the Phillies. Swinging a foul straight back.
Well, if he's going to steal second, you want him to go early in the count. That way he's not a distraction to the hitter at the plate. Go ahead and get it out of the way so the hitter can focus on the pitch.
0-2 now. Foul tip into the mid, struck him out. Looks like he's heading back out for the ninth as he'll go for the shutout when we get back. Gregory Soto gets handed the rock out of the pen.
And you know, bullpen guys can struggle sometimes when they're called upon with big leads because it just doesn't have the same intensity as a tight game. So we'll see how sharp he is. Your mental toughness matters in situations like this as well.
Here comes a pitch. Lewis, the batter now as he swings and misses for strike one.
Just not able to catch up to that velocity.
And now the 0-1. Swing and a ball popped up. Stop. Makes the catch and there's one gone.
Now back, the second baseman,
And now for the Twins, number 47. Soto, a former All-Star. He features a sinker, a four-seamer, a slider, and he works in a changeup. And a swing and a miss there.
No balls, 2 strikes.
Got him swinging for the strikeout. Couldn't hit the fastball at the knees.
It used to be when you see a 98-mile-per-hour fastball flash up there on the radar gun, you just automatically assumed it was a four-seamer. But, you know, that guy's got one of the better ones in the sport. Now we're seeing 90s with nasty, crazy sink, run involved as well. Right there, not only was he contending with the velocity of the pitch, but he swung right over the top of it because of all the movement on it as well.
Solano stands in now and watches strike one. And now one strike away. Fouls that off to the left and we'll do it again. The 0-2. Good job to fight that one off. Next pitch is downstairs.
That turns out to be a really good take right there, but you don't want to end this game with the bat on your shoulder.
Here's a 1-2. Swing and a ball hit out towards left center field. And he's got it. Ball game. And the Phillies take this one in a blowout.
This one was pretty much decided in the third inning. From that point on, all they had to do was play fundamentally sound baseball to secure the win, and they did just that.
This one ends 7-0. For Chris Singleton and our entire crew here at MLB The Show, thanks for stopping by. I'm John Shambi. Talk to you soon.
Final line score this afternoon. First for the victorious Philadelphia Phillies. 7 runs, 11 hits, 1 error. They left 4 men on base. For the Twins, no runs, just 1 hit, 1 error. They left 3 men on base. Time of the ball game, 3 hours and 1 minute. Thank you for joining us here this afternoon. And we remind you to please drive home safely.